This is exercise class.
Hi, it's Jenny B, NSWOC. We're out in the field today. We're actually going to show the use of Viscopaste, especially in stasis dermatitis. So I have this lovely lady with her leg that's got quite a bit of erythema that develops. She has chronic venous stasis disease, mainly because she's immobile and unable to flex her calf muscle. So Viscopaste is a zinc impregnated cling that when applied to the leg can actually really soothe the dermatitis. I get out the instructions just to be specific because inside there's actually two methods. There's method 1, which is a spiral wrap that goes all the way up the leg, and then method 2, which is a C-shaped pattern, which is what I want to demonstrate today. So we have cleaned all of her leg off. We just use a face cloth with some warm water. That gets rid of the remaining Viscopaste. We don't really have to scrub it. And then, as with all compression, we start at the 5th toe. We unravel the Viscopaste right onto her foot. And I start the C pattern, believe it or not, right on the foot. I know the instructions show that you don't have to, but I do. That way that I get a good even coat of the Viscopaste all the way around. Now, what I'm actually doing is, today I'm doing a modified Una boot. An Una boot is kind of infamous boot that we've been using for many, many years. I think back in the War of 1812, Dr. Una was the one that came up with this, that people that were in the war, they were standing on their feet for long periods of time, which is one of the risks for venous disease, and they would end up with venous ulcers. So this was what they actually treated it with, and it's something we're still using today. So there is multiple layers. The modified Una boot will have the Viscopaste in this C pattern. So again, I'm going to go over it again as I've done some, but I'm going to pleat it. So what I end up doing is I push my thumb, pull it back around, and then I do it again. So I'm not raveling around. What happens is then you allow for, if there's a fluid bolus that comes into the leg, that it doesn't become too tight. Because that's the part that irritates most when it's maybe summertime and they've had a little bit of fluid go into their leg, or again, just when the compression is uneven, when they're wrapping spirally around. This helps to stop that. So again, the pleats, we're just up, bend back, and we're doing that all the way up the leg. We usually do a 50% overlap so that it actually covers the layer before, so then you have lots. So as with all compression 2 fingers below the knee is where we're going to actually cut, and it is pretty messy, so I'm going to take my glove off. I'm going to cut here. So for a modified Una, we're actually going to put then a layer of soft roll. Now if I was doing a full Una boot, after the layer of soft roll, I would use a layer of Coban 1. There is lots of people that will use just this underneath the Coban 2. It's not considered an actual Una boot, and you actually will increase the compression. So for the most part, we're still doing it the old school way. So soft roll is same stuff that they use underneath a cast. And this the multiple layers are what actually helps to provide the compression. So again, you don't have to put any stretch in it. Starting at the 5th toe, we just work our way up. And this A stops with the messiness of the Viscopaste and the zinc from getting all over the place, as well as has that multiple layers so that we can increase this to a 15 milligrams of mercury of pressure onto the leg. And then I attach it with the modified, which is cling. Again, if I was doing a full Una boot, I would use Coban 2. So then the cling is just wrapped all the way up. Very loosely, you don't have to pull it tight. But it's definitely the key to treating venous stasis dermatitis. Works better than a lot of the other methods or emollients that we have. But again, the C pattern is going to make it much more comfortable than doing a spiral wrap.